Hello, I'm Daniel. I'm going to take you through in the process of making chapati. So when you are going to make chapati, these are the ingredients that you need in order to make the chapati come out. You need flour, and this is 500 grams of flour. Then we have a grated onion. This onion is to add in flavor. In case you don't eat onions, you can leave it out. Still, you can come out with a nice chapati. This is a grated carrot. Also, it is to add in the flavor in the chapati. Then we have salt. We are going to use a half a teaspoon of salt in our mixture of 500 grams of flour. Then when the dough is almost ready, we mix in a little bit of oil, that is 30 mils of oil, just to complete the dough in order to make it soft before frying it. So let's start. We need also water. This is a cup of water. We are not going to use the whole cup of water, so we shall be using it process step by step in order to see the amount of water which will be needed. And this type of flour, it is the wheat flour, or the one you use for baking. So I think it is in each and every supermarket in the rest of the world. So let's begin. So we need, this is our 500 grams of flour. We put it in a mixing bowl. Then we put in our onions. We put in our carrots. Then we mix in our half teaspoon of salt. Yeah, this is a teaspoon. Then we mix together so that the flour is dissolved with the mixture that we have put. And we are going to mix for 15 minutes. Between 10 to 15 minutes until the dough is mixed. We have not yet put in water because we want every ingredients to be mixed together with the flour before we put in water. Now we can put in water, not everything at once, but we put in a little, we mix. We can add a little bit. And to know that the dough is ready, it will not stick in the hands like the way it is. It will be just not sticking. And this portion is fit for 4 people. At least 4 people can eat, each person can eat two chapatis to make a meal. Now it's almost ready, it's no longer sticking on the hands. We are going to add in our oil to make it a bit soft when you are frying. So we have added in 30 mils. And we continue mixing. So we believe it's now ready. We are going to make now the portions for chapati. So we need our waxing space cleared so that we can divide the portions. So this one is a rolling stick for flattening the chapatis. So we need extra flour for making the chapati not to stick on the table. So what we are going to do, we smear the flour just on the working surface. So we start making the portions. So the best way you hold your dough into another hand, then you squeeze together like this. So this is one ball for one chapati until you get the 8 balls. So you have to make equal balls. If you have made less balls, you can reduce on the balls. So you can now see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are missing 1 ball. So we are going to reduce on the number of the size. Then we make it back. So now the balls are on the same size, and we are now going to make the chapatis, the dough flat, before we transfer them on the frying pan to produce out our final product. So let's start making the shapes of a chapati. So we need flour, and we need the rolling stick. So we need to make a shape that looks like a circle. But in case you don't come up with a circle, it is also fine. Then you will have invaded your own shape. But the shape we know, it is supposed to be a circle. So this is our first shape before it is taken to the fire. So at the end, you have all your 8 circles, them to where we're going to fry them, to the heat source, where we're going to put a pan on fire and start producing the final product. So you can move with me to the kitchen where we're going to get our final product. Now we have put our pan on fire. We are going to preheat them, put them together, and the reason why we preheat them is to avoid them from sticking to each other. So we first preheat them, then we start frying them. So let's first try out, first do the procedure of preheating them. You don't put any oil, you just put on fire just to dry up or to preheat them. And this process takes like 1 minute, and you bring another one. I have to preheat both sides to avoid it from sticking to each other. So that's why we preheat the downer side, and then we turn to the inside, the other side. So we are finished. So we are now going to produce our final chapati. And what we need in the production of chapati, we need the slicer, we need the spoon, we need the cooking oil, we need the paper. This paper is for turning, because when you touch the chapati, when you are turning them, they are really hot. So that's why we need the paper and this slicer to help us to turn and to put the oil. So let's try out. So we have put in our first chapati. Now we put the oil on the side. So after that, you get your pepper, you start turning them like this. So we have to make the chapati look golden brown. When it turns golden brown, you will know that now it shows that it is ready for eating. It's almost turning golden brown. It's now golden brown. We turn the other side and we do the same. With chapatis, you can keep them when they are ready for 2 days before even they go bad. So long as you have kept them in a place where insects cannot reach, covered them well, you can keep them, you can keep it and go with it for work and have it for break tea or lunch, and they are really good. So let's turn our product. Our chapati is now golden brown. It's ready. So we are going to put it on the plate and we cover it. So the reason why we have to cover it, to avoid it from getting hard. When you leave it the air to pass in, they become hard and you cannot enjoy it so much, so they need to be covered.